What if I told you that money already knows your voice, that the way you speak about it either calls it closer or drives it away? Today, you will discover how every word you speak is shaping your financial reality, and how you can call your money by name until it answers. Every word spoken is more than sound. It is a vibration that carries energy into the unseen realm. When a person speaks, they set in motion a current that moves beyond what the ear can hear, creating invisible waves that ripple out and return multiplied. This is why speech is never neutral. Words are seeds planted in the soil of life, and they grow according to their kind. When we speak with fear, fear grows. When we speak with doubt, doubt multiplies. Yet when we speak with faith, confidence, and certainty, we call forth the very things we desire. Money, like all forms of supply, listens to the language we use. It is not deaf to our declarations, nor blind to the spirit with which we speak. It responds to recognition. When we recognize money as part of the divine flow of abundance, and we affirm it with words of power, it moves toward us because vibration seeks harmony with its own kind. If a person continually says, "I never have enough," that vibration draws more lack. If another person declares, "Money comes to me freely and joyfully," that vibration summons increase. Words carry not only sound but also belief. And belief is the hidden current that gives life to our speech. A word spoken without conviction is like a seed thrown on barren ground, but a word spoken with faith is like a seed planted in fertile soil. It cannot help but grow. When we call our money by name, we are not simply saying words, we are releasing a vibration that money recognizes. We are telling the universe, "I am aligned with abundance, and I welcome it into my life." The vibration of certainty is strong. It cuts through doubt, it clears away resistance, and it opens the door for money to flow where it is called. This is why careless speech is dangerous. Many people speak of poverty jokingly, not realizing that even in jest, words are planting seeds. Others constantly repeat phrases of lack, reinforcing a vibration of struggle, and then wonder why money never stays with them. Every conversation is a creation, every declaration is a command. Words shape the unseen substance of life and call it into visible form. Money, being a form of energy, is especially sensitive to the way it is spoken of. If you call it scarce, it hides. If you call it abundant, it appears. If you speak of it with resentment, it resists you. If you honor it with gratitude, it multiplies. This is the mystery of vibration. It does not discriminate, it only responds. Just as a musical note resonates with its own frequency, words resonate with matching conditions. When you speak of money with power, with joy, with reverence, you are striking the note of abundance, and abundance must answer. Because like attracts like. This is why every word about money should be spoken with intention, because words are vibrations. And vibrations are the carriers of wealth. Money is more than paper, metal, or numbers written in a ledger. It is energy in motion. A current that flows through life, just as water flows through rivers. It is not limited to coins in a purse or bills in a bank account. For money is a symbol of exchange, a representation of the abundant supply of the universe. To see money as scarce is to misunderstand its nature. Because energy cannot be scarce. Energy moves, circulates, transforms, and returns. When we recognize money as energy, we stop treating it as a distant guest who visits only the fortunate, and instead begin to understand that it is a living presence available to all who are in harmony with it. Just as electricity waits to be channeled through a wire, money waits to flow through channels of belief, action, and recognition. Many people cut themselves off from the flow of money by imagining it as hard to earn, difficult to keep, or only for others. They think of it as something outside of them, far away, controlled by forces beyond their reach. In reality, money is not a stranger. It is part of the natural order of abundance. Just as air fills the lungs without struggle, just as the sun shines without being asked, Money is meant to move freely in and out of our lives. It is not the enemy, nor is it something to be feared. It is a servant, an instrument, a tool that follows the direction of the one who knows how to use it. When people shift their view from money as scarce to money as energy, they no longer see it slipping away, but rather see it circulating with purpose. Money responds to the same laws that govern all forms of energy. What is focused on expands, what is appreciated multiplies, and what is resisted persists. If you resent money, if you call it evil, if you fear that it will leave you, then that energy creates barriers in its flow. But if you bless it, if you welcome it, if you treat it as a faithful current that moves where it is invited, then it begins to appear in ways unexpected and effortless. Energy always seeks balance and movement. Money, being energy, does not like stagnation. It wants to circulate, to be used, to bring value, and to return multiplied. Holding it with fear or hoarding it with mistrust creates blockages. But allowing it to flow with confidence and gratitude ensures that it comes back again and again. When you understand money as energy, you stop chasing it. Instead, you align with it. Just as a magnet draws iron without effort, so does a person aligned with abundance draw money without struggle. The alignment happens through thought, word, and action. Thoughts of plenty create a vibration that attracts more. Words of gratitude call forth increase. Actions taken with confidence open channels for more to arrive. Money is energy, and energy is never lost. It only shifts form, waiting for the one who recognizes its presence to call it into visibility. Calling money with faith instead of fear is the turning point that transforms lack into abundance. Fear is a repellent, a vibration that shuts doors and blocks the flow, while faith is an open invitation that welcomes increase. When a person chases money with worry, desperation, or doubt, they are in truth pushing it farther away. For nothing flows freely where tension rules. Fear says, what if it never comes? What if I lose it? What if there is not enough? And such questions echo through the unseen realm, drawing conditions that match them. Faith, however, speaks a different language. Faith says, money is my friend, money belongs with me, money flows to me without struggle. Faith does not beg, it declares. Faith does not tremble, it commands. Money is drawn to confidence, just as a bird is drawn to the safety of a steady hand. If the hand shakes, the bird flies away, but if the hand is calm, the bird rests. So it is with money. When you speak to it with trembling words, unsure whether it will come or stay, you disturb the vibration. But when you speak with calm assurance, declaring that money responds to you, it cannot help but answer. This is why it is vital to call money as you would a trusted friend. Imagine standing at a distance and calling out to someone you know will come. There is no panic, no doubt, only expectation. You call, and they answer. In the same way, money hears the voice of faith and comes joyfully, knowing it is welcomed. The difference between fear and faith in relation to money is like the difference between shadow and light. Fear clouds the vision, making it impossible to see opportunities, while faith illuminates the path, revealing open doors. A fearful mind overlooks possibilities, dismisses chances, and even sabotages what little comes its way. A faithful mind, however, recognizes the smallest opening and multiplies it into abundance. Faith sharpens the eyes, strengthens the hands, and opens the heart to receive. When you call your money with fear, you are really calling more fear. When you call it with faith, you are calling more abundance. The law is exact, like attracts like. To call money with faith is not to deny reality, but to shape it. Many believe they must see money before they can speak confidently about it. But the reverse is true. You must speak confidently before you see it. For speech guided by faith plants the seed that later manifests as visible supply. The words spoken in faith create the vibration that money recognizes, and once recognized, it moves toward its source. This is why affirmations are powerful when they are filled with belief. Empty repetition achieves little, but words wrapped in faith open invisible channels. The moment you shift from fear to faith, from doubt to certainty, you alter the vibration, and money, like a faithful servant, responds to the voice that knows it is already answered. What you name, you claim. And this truth is at the heart of attracting money and abundance into your life. Naming is an act of recognition, and recognition is a form of ownership. When you call money by name, you are identifying it as yours. Not in the sense of possession born from fear or hoarding, but in the sense of alignment with the flow of supply that has always belonged to you. To name a thing is to bring it out of the shadows of uncertainty and into the light of certainty. A child names their toys and feels a bond with them. A gardener names the plants in their care and treats them with attention. In the same way, naming money is a declaration that you see it, value it, and expect it to respond. The universe responds to recognition because recognition is faith in action. When you name your money, you claim your authority over it. Instead of seeing it as a force outside of your control, you affirm your role as its rightful director. Many people treat money as if it were wild and untamable, appearing and disappearing according to some unpredictable law. They believe they must chase it, beg for it, or trick it into staying. But when you call it by name, you step into the awareness that money is not a stranger, but a familiar companion that hears your voice. What is familiar answers when called, and money is no different. The act of naming shifts your energy from desperation to command, from victimhood to mastery. Words carry energy, and to name something is to place energy upon it. If you name money with words of lack, calling it scarce, fleeting, or hard to get, you are unconsciously claiming struggle. If you name money with words of abundance, calling it faithful, plentiful, and joyful, you are claiming prosperity. This is why the language you use matters so deeply. To say, "I am always broke," is to name your money in the language of absence, and by doing so, you claim the reality of lack. To say, "Money flows to me easily and loves to stay with me," is to name your money in the language of presence, and by doing so, you claim abundance. Naming is also an act of intimacy. What you call by name you draw closer to yourself. If you see money as distant and impersonal, it will remain so. If you speak to it as a companion, blessing it every time it enters your life, it will return again and again. Just as people are drawn to those who recognize their value, money is drawn to those who acknowledge its role and treat it with gratitude. By naming your money with faith-filled words, you are setting a vibration that cannot go unanswered. What you name is what you claim, and what you claim by faith becomes the reality you live. Money responds to gratitude and confidence. For these two qualities are the magnets of abundance. Gratitude acknowledges what already exists, and confidence affirms what is certain to come. Together they form a vibration so powerful that money is drawn to it with ease. When you look at the money you already have and bless it with gratitude, no matter how small the amount, you signal to the universe that you are a good steward of wealth. Gratitude says, "I recognize this supply, and I am thankful for it," and this recognition multiplies the very thing you are thankful for. Complaining about money, on the other hand, creates resistance because complaint is a declaration of lack. A grateful heart is never empty, because gratitude opens the flow for more to arrive. Confidence is the second key, for money is not drawn to doubt or hesitation. Just as a river flows smoothly through a clear channel, money flows smoothly where there is certainty. Confidence is not arrogance, nor is it reckless presumption. It is the calm assurance that money belongs in your life as part of divine supply. When you declare with confidence that money comes freely to you, you are aligning your vibration with abundance. Fear closes the door, but confidence opens it wide. A person who expects money with doubt will repel it, while a person who expects it with confidence will draw it nearer without effort. Confidence is faith expressed in thought and word, and money recognizes the tone of faith like a familiar song. Gratitude and confidence together form a cycle. Gratitude for what you have strengthens confidence that more will come, and confidence that more will come deepens gratitude for what is already present. This cycle is unbreakable when practiced daily, and it becomes a powerful force that reshapes financial conditions. Even in moments when money seems scarce, gratitude for the smallest coin can open doors for unexpected increase. Confidence then declares that scarcity is temporary and that abundance is already on the way. This combined vibration is irresistible, for the universe cannot ignore a heart that is both thankful and sure. Many people cancel their blessings by speaking words of fear after moments of gratitude. They may say, "Thank you for this money," and then immediately worry. But it is not enough. That worry undoes the gratitude, for it shifts the vibration back to lack. To truly attract, gratitude must be steady and confidence must be unwavering. It is not about ignoring reality, but about shaping it through the unseen laws of thought and speech. When you treat every dollar with appreciation and declare with confidence that more is always flowing, you create a vibration that calls money forth. Money is not attracted to fear, complaint, or doubt. It is attracted to the one who blesses it, welcomes it, and confidently expects it to return multiplied. Blessing money whenever you see or use it as a practice that transforms ordinary transactions into moments of spiritual alignment. Each time you open your wallet, pay a bill, or even notice money in someone else's hands, you are given an opportunity to release a vibration that multiplies what you touch. Instead of spending with fear, bless what you spend. Instead of envying what another person has, bless their prosperity. Every blessing carries a frequency, and that frequency returns to you. To bless money is to affirm that it is good, that it circulates with purpose, and that it will come back multiplied. When you hand money to a cashier, you can silently declare, "You return to me 1,000-fold." When you pay for necessities, affirm, "I spend joyfully, knowing more is already on its way." These words infuse every transaction with faith rather than fear, and faith creates increase. Spending money without blessing it often leads to feelings of loss or anxiety. People say, "There goes my money. I'll never see it again," and those words plant seeds of lack. By blessing money instead, you reverse this energy. You see money not as gone, but as a seed planted that will surely grow. Just as a farmer does not mourn the seed he places in the soil, but expects a harvest, so should you treat every coin or bill that leaves your hand. Bless it as it goes forth to do good work and expect it to return multiplied. This changes the way you view every financial act. What once felt like depletion now feels like sowing, and sowing always leads to reaping. Blessing the money you see in the lives of others is equally powerful. Many fall into jealousy when they witness another person's prosperity, speaking words of resentment such as, "Why do they have so much?" This energy creates division between you and the very abundance you desire. But when you see another prosper and declare blessings upon their wealth, "The same flow comes to me," you harmonize yourself with prosperity instead of resisting it. To curse another's abundance is to curse your own, but to bless it is to invite it into your life. What you bless, you draw closer. Blessing money also heals the negative beliefs many carry about it. Some were taught to see money as evil, dirty, or unspiritual, and those beliefs repel it. By blessing money, you declare that it is part of divine order, meant to circulate, to bless lives, and to bring comfort. You shift its image from something dangerous to something sacred, and in doing so, you allow more of it to flow freely toward you. Every time you see a coin on the ground, a bill in your wallet, or even a transaction passing through another's hand, bless it with words of gratitude and increase. Over time, this practice becomes natural, and your financial atmosphere shifts into one where money is welcomed, multiplied, and always flowing back with greater measure. Affirmations are the language of creation, and when spoken with conviction they reshape the unseen substance of life into visible form. The way you speak about money determines how it behaves in your experience. Words such as, "Money loves me," "Money flows freely to me," and "I am one with unlimited supply," are not idle phrases but vibrations that move energy into alignment with abundance. Every affirmation is like a seed planted in the soil of the subconscious, and when tended with repetition and belief, it grows into harvest. The subconscious does not argue or question, it accepts what is spoken with feeling as truth and brings it into manifestation. When you affirm abundance, you are instructing your subconscious to act as a magnet for wealth. Many people, however, misuse affirmations by filling their speech with declarations of lack. They say, "I never have enough money," "I am always broke," or "money slips through my hands," and these negative affirmations are also seeds. Just as a farmer cannot plant weeds and expect roses, one cannot continually affirm lack and expect prosperity. The law is exact. Whatever is spoken with feeling must bear fruit. This is why deliberate affirmations are so powerful. They replace the language of fear with the language of faith, and over time the new language becomes the new reality. The power of affirmations lies not in empty repetition, but in the conviction behind them. To simply say the words without belief is like watering a seed without planting it. The soil must first receive the seed, and belief is the planting. When you affirm, "Money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways," you must allow yourself to feel the joy of that truth. Feel the freedom of having enough. Feel the relief of debts dissolved, feel the confidence of abundance, and the subconscious accepts it as real. The universe responds to the vibration of feeling as much as to the sound of words. Daily practice strengthens the effect of affirmations. Speaking them in the morning sets the tone for the day, and repeating them at night impresses them upon the subconscious when it is most receptive. Over time, the repetition carves new patterns of thought, erasing old habits of fear and replacing them with habits of faith. This is not mere wishful thinking, but a conscious alignment with the laws of vibration and attraction. What is spoken with faith and felt as true must eventually take shape in the visible world. Affirmations are bridges between the invisible and the visible, between thought and form, between desire and manifestation. By consistently affirming positive truths about money, you train your inner world to expect abundance. An expectation is the magnet that pulls money toward you. Each affirmation declares ownership of what is already yours by divine right. When you say, "Money comes to me easily and joyfully," you are not asking, you are commanding, and money must obey the command of faith. Money must be seen as a companion, not as a master. For the way you perceive it determines the relationship you have with it. When people treat money as their master, they live in fear of it, constantly worried that it will leave them or never arrive in time. They make decisions not out of freedom, but out of bondage to financial pressure. This fear-driven relationship creates struggle, because anything that is feared becomes unstable. To shift the energy, money must instead be recognized as a loyal companion, a servant that responds to direction and faithfully fulfills its purpose. Companions walk alongside you, they support your journey. They enhance your life without controlling it, and that is how money is meant to function. When money is viewed as a master, it commands emotions, it dictates choices, and often leads to resentment. People wake up thinking of bills, go to bed worrying about debts, and measure their worth by how much they have or do not have. In such a state, money becomes a tyrant rather than a tool. But when money is seen as a companion, the energy shifts from fear to friendship. A companion does not dominate, but cooperates. A companion arrives when called, offers help when needed, and multiplies joy when appreciated. The same is true for money when it is approached with respect and recognition. Seeing money as a companion allows for freedom in how it is used. Instead of clinging to it in fear, one can let it flow with confidence, knowing it will return. Just as a trusted friend may leave your presence for a time and then return again, so money circulates in and out, never lost but always moving. Those who see money as their master often hoard it, fearing it will not come back, but those who see it as a companion allow it to flow, knowing that its return is certain. This freedom creates more opportunities, opens new doors, and aligns with the natural law of circulation. A companion is also someone you speak kindly to, and so it must be with money. To curse it is to weaken the relationship, but to bless it is to strengthen the bond. Every time you say, "I never have enough," you push money away as though it were unwelcome. Every time you affirm, "Money supports me and flows freely to me," you draw it closer, just as you would a loyal friend who loves to hear words of appreciation. Money responds to the vibration of your words, and when you treat it as a companion rather than a master, it gladly answers. When you walk in this awareness, money no longer controls your peace of mind. You are not ruled by fear of lack, but guided by trust in abundance. The relationship becomes balanced, healthy, and natural. Money takes its rightful place as a servant of your vision, a supporter of your journey, and a faithful companion that arrives when called and stays when welcomed. To believe that money belongs to you by divine right is to understand that abundance is not earned through struggle alone, but flows through alignment with spiritual law. Many people live as if wealth were reserved only for the fortunate few, imagining that they must toil endlessly to prove their worth before they can receive even a small portion. This belief binds them to limitation. For what is claimed as difficult becomes difficult, and what is claimed as unattainable remains unattainable. Yet when you affirm that money is part of your divine inheritance, you step into a new vibration where supply is natural, constant, and rightful. Just as the sun shines without asking who deserves its light, and just as the air fills every lung without demanding qualification, so does divine supply move freely to those who recognize it as theirs. This truth does not encourage idleness or entitlement, rather, it calls for recognition. To see money as your divine right is to accept that you are connected to the same source that created the stars, the seas, and the endless fields of harvest. That source is never depleted, never in lack, and never in hesitation. It gives without measure. When you identify yourself with this source, you understand that money is not something you must steal, chase, or fear. It is already woven into the fabric of your life, as surely as light belongs to the sun and waves belong to the sea. This recognition dissolves the inner resistance that blocks abundance because it replaces doubt with certainty. Many fail to receive because they secretly believe they are unworthy of wealth. They repeat phrases such as, "I don't deserve money," or "People like me will never be rich," and these words act as chains. But when you affirm, "I deserve wealth because abundance is my birthright," you break those chains. Worthiness is not determined by status, education, or background. It is determined by your alignment with divine truth. By claiming your right to abundance, you align yourself with the laws that govern increase. The farmer plants with confidence because he knows the earth was designed to yield harvest. In the same way, when you affirm that money belongs with you by divine right, you plant seeds of prosperity with assurance that the harvest must come. Living with this belief changes the way you handle money. You no longer cling to it in fear, because what is rightfully yours can never truly leave you. You no longer chase it desperately, because what belongs with you will always find its way back. Instead, you walk with calm assurance, blessing what you have and welcoming what is on its way. Each affirmation of divine right strengthens the flow, For the universe responds to certainty. To know that abundance is yours is to invite it with authority rather than pleading. This confidence sets a vibration that cannot be ignored, and money, being energy, gravitates toward the one who knows it is already theirs by divine right. Faithful speech opens the flow of abundance because words are not mere sounds. They are commands that shape energy into form. Every sentence spoken about money sets a vibration, and that vibration either invites increase or shuts the door to it. When someone continually declares lack, saying things like, "I never have enough," or "money slips through my hands," they unknowingly seal their own experience of scarcity. These statements are not harmless, they are affirmations of limitation, and the subconscious mind accepts them as truth, projecting them into reality. On the other hand, when words of faith are spoken, statements such as, "Money flows to me freely," or "I live in endless supply," a different vibration is released, one that aligns with prosperity and draws it near. Speech is not passive, it is a creative force, and faithful speech is the key that unlocks invisible doors. The reason faithful speech is so powerful is that it harmonizes thought, feeling, and energy. Words without belief are empty, but words spoken with conviction become commands to the universe. Just as a leader gives direction and followers obey, so do words of faith give direction to unseen substance, and the universe obeys. Faith-filled speech acts as a blueprint, instructing life to take form according to the pattern of the words. Each affirmation becomes a design that money and abundance are compelled to follow. A person who speaks faithfully about money shapes the very conditions of their financial life. Over time, these words accumulate, building a momentum that clears away obstacles and creates channels through which supply can flow. Consistency is the secret to faithful speech. A single statement of abundance, followed by days of worry, cannot open the flow, for contradiction weakens the vibration. But when the tongue becomes disciplined, when every word about money is chosen carefully, the vibration grows steady and strong. Words of faith become like flowing water, carving new channels through solid rock until the way is open. This is why affirmations must not be treated as casual exercises, but as sacred practices. Each repetition strengthens the conviction, and each conviction deepens the alignment with abundance. Faithful speech is not begging, it is commanding. It does not hope, it knows. Speaking with faith also transforms the inner atmosphere. When words of abundance fill the mind, fear loses its grip. When declarations of wealth replace confessions of lack, the heart grows confident and expectation rises. Expectation itself is magnetic, drawing to it the very conditions that match its frequency. Faithful speech cultivates this expectation, creating a field around the speaker that attracts prosperity. Others may see limitation, but the one who speaks faithfully sees only supply, and life reshapes itself to mirror that vision. Over time, faithful speech rewrites the story of money in a person's life. Where once there was struggle, ease begins to appear. Where once there was scarcity, new channels of income open. The shift is not accidental, but the direct result of words that consistently declare abundance. Faithful speech is the open gate through which money flows, for words are vibrations, and vibrations are laws in motion. Money is not a stranger. It is a faithful companion waiting to answer the voice of certainty. Call it by name with faith, bless it with gratitude, and treat it as a servant of your divine abundance. The moment you align your words with truth, money will find its way to you. For what you name, you claim.